This bill is 100% supposed to scare you.
Y las malas noticias es que este proyecto de ley 100% tiene el propósito de darles miedo.
I'm a farmer, and the farmers are mad as hell.
Yo soy un agricultor y los agricultores están bien bravos.
We are losing employees. They're already starting to move to Georgia and other states.
Estamos perdiendo empleados y se están mudando a otros estados como Georgia.
It's urgent that you talk to all your people and convince them that you have resources, state representatives, and other people that can explain the bill to you.
Really? That's a Republican Florida State Representative Rick Roth, not Ross. Rick Roth, they're talking to a group of immigrants, migrants, maybe folks who know them, to plead and let them know, yo, please don't leave the state. We're having problems finding people to work. The people with the money are upset. Farmers are upset, he says, over this bill. What Democratic governor could have signed a bill into law that had these Republicans so upset? This is Florida, I'm gonna remind you, and that governor is Ron DeSantis. Thomas Kennedy over on Twitter has released a lot of these videos that were seen in this particular meeting where you find Republicans pleading with migrants to hang around and not run off. Because, oh my God, somebody signed a bill into law that made them wanna leave. Thought that was the whole point. Apparently this bill is simply meant to scare them, is what he pointed out from the meeting, just to scare you guys. And he wasn't the only elected official that thought so. Enter Representative Alina Garcia. Listen to what she said to this group.
I agree with everything that Representative Roth said. This is a bill basically to scare people from coming to the state of Florida, and I think that it's done its purpose. This bill really doesn't have any teeth. Este proyecto de ley no tiene dientes, no? And even though we're immigrants, I was born in Cuba and I came when I was 2 years old. We need to have immigration that is legal. We need to have legal immigration, and the federal government has completely left us, they haven't done their job.
So Garcia and Roth both supported this bill. You would imagine these Republicans voting with their leader in the state, but now they're trying to warn these folks. Hey, she said it's toothless. This bill is toothless. And if you couldn't understand some of the things she was saying, sprinkled in between her points, she was speaking in this weird foreign language called Spanish. That language that Republicans say, if you speak it in this country, get the hell out. This is America, not Mexico. They say that all the time until they're trying to plead with these folks to hang around and continue to be used for their massive profits. Hey, it looks like they don't have very many principles left. But still, one more clip here from this whole thing. Roth fully illustrated that this has nothing to do with crime, nothing to do with migrants coming in and taking your jobs, nothing to do with all the scary things that they tell their constituents. This has to do with politics. I didn't say it. Roth is about to say it.
This is more of a political bill than it is policy. It does give more police state powers going forward to deal with immigration, but still, this is mainly a political bill. The season is over now in South Florida. If you can leave here and come back next season in November, we believe the law is only referring to permanent employees, not seasonal. And the good news is we will have more information by September or October. So the message is come back and be ready to work.
Representative Roth said it's not about policy, it's about politics. Man. This is more of an exposure than the Fox News stuff.
I mean, it really can't. I'm speechless, honestly. It really doesn't get more gutless than this. This guy has made the game plain. The reason why they want these people back is because they want to exploit their cheap labor. That's it. They don't value them in any other way. They don't feel like making a way for these people to become permanent fixtures within the community, despite their contributions to the society with their labor and their tax paying and all of that stuff. It's kind of disgusting, the cynicism of this dude. And also you can tell he's talking like a guy who's been caught with his pants down. It's just obvious. He's been supporting the immigrant fear mongering and xenophobia, that brand of politics that Ron DeSantis has become extremely famous for. But we know what's most important. Like, it's okay to troll trans kids. It's okay to troll, people that are doing drag shows and all of that stuff. It doesn't really affect the bottom line of the people who really run these folks. But the second that these people hold on now, there's a reason why these people are here. And by the way, they're not here as any secret. You go to any strawberry farm in California, we're talking about back-breaking work. You go to pretty much any farm work that's happening all across the country, it's migrant workers doing it, and they're doing it in plain sight. There's no ICE, there's no police coming to kick them out, because obviously the business interests are like, yo, these people work for cheap, and that's the name of the game in our system. It's exploitation of labor. And so, finally, these people get caught between a rock and a hard place of the nasty politics that they often espouse and the hard realities of commerce.
It's the way that, and they expect people to continue to not to see it this way. Yo, listen, if you want to make laws to make sure that these folks aren't stealing folks' jobs, because we keep hearing that all the time, maybe you should pay folks to work those jobs that aren't under the threat of being deported or under any kind of laws that they're coming after them with. But they went a little bit too hardcore because Ron DeSantis wants to be president of the United States, and the rest of these folks want to support him so they can also have their political careers grow as well. Really fast, let's look at what Ron DeSantis was posting on the FloridaGov.com site about this whole thing. They were very proud of it until now, is what he wrote up. They said Governor Ron DeSantis signed strongest anti-illegal immigration legislation in the country to combat Biden's border crisis. Did you hear those folks in that meeting talking about Joe Biden? Or were they talking about the dangers of SB 1718 that we just signed into a law? Who did that? They keep wanting to escape from it. And there was a very big part about this. They said, at least Representative Roth said, go tell your friends that they can have some resource to learn about this bill, so that, because farmers are really upset. Now you want help from the people that you threatened, that then ran away, many did, or stopped working at these sites. And you said, I need your help to save me after I threatened you. The audacity and privilege involved with that is off the charts. They can't even see it. That's why they're saying it in plain sight right in front of these folks. Here's another flyer of the event that they're putting out there. Look at the sympathy in this picture. Oh, if you're a migrant that's sleeping out on the streets, the implications of this Florida law, SB 1718, must have been passed by Democrats. And their stupid faces are right there on it that they're gonna become talking about this. Again, Garcia described it as toothless. I want to go to graphic 5 because this is what some of the representatives that also voted for it were saying. Here's specifically from Kean Michael, is that today, this is again on that same site, Florida sent a strong message that as a state, we will protect our resources, communities, and our families. What happened, Representative Michael? Are you still representing or protecting communities and your people and resources? Or are you begging for folks to leave because it's seasonal right now and come back later when we need you for little to nothing as far as pay goes? Now, when you see them treat migrant workers like this, imagine the same way that we're fighting over minimum wage, over general equality when it comes to pay, resources when you get paid, maybe even healthcare, things like that. They treat Americans one small step higher than these folks because they're going, we can always run them off. But they didn't really figure it would fully happen. Apparently it's a toothless bill. I wanna play that small piece from the beginning that Representative Roth said to really tie a bow with this whole thing. After all that you've heard, remember what he just said to them, watch.
This bill is 100% supposed to scare you. I'm a farmer and the farmers are mad as hell. We are losing employees. They're already starting to move to Georgia and other states.
I didn't say it. Representative Rick Roth said so, and he had no bars. Let's go ahead and jump to this next story, Waz, unless you got something else to say to flatten these idiots.
I can't remember the last time I seen egg on the face of politicians this way, where a bill that they passed quite cynically that had nothing to do with stemming the tide at the border. And obviously we know the border's not in some actual crisis, that there isn't some huge immigration problem. And also it's not as if they support some robust way of dealing with the folks who do come, whether they be asylum seekers, et cetera, et cetera. They just wanted to magically stop. Again, these are countries that US policy has played a huge part in destabilizing. Go look at what's happened in places where we've started coups, where there were democratically elected governments, and the chaos that this stuff has wrought. US official policy. We ruin the places these people live so that they can't live here. It's not like a bunch of people are just like, oh, I want to go live in Sarasota. That's my dream someday, to one day live, in the Everglades of Florida. No, they go to America because they got no other choice. And the bottom line is US policy has made it so that they need to come here. And then they come here and then, we do nonsense like what Ron DeSantis is doing down there. It's crazy.
We'll see if they answer to it, because we know that the basis for the building of this country was based off of enslaved folks. We use the same type of thing when we have imprisoned folks, and to a very near same degree when it comes to folks who come in from other countries. We just need it. Why not? And if you guys changed it up, we don't know what we're gonna do. That's the basis for our economy. Doesn't that kind of suck?